You're listening to the Visionary Lifestyle Podcast, the show that's dedicated to raising consciousness and empowering you to activate your highest potential. I'm your host, Magda Freedom Rod. Our guest today is a traveling monk known as Swami Paramadvaiti. He belongs to a monastic order from India called the Vaishnava tradition. He began monastic life when he was initiated at the age of 18, and then 7 years later he accepted the vows of a traveling monk. He now travels the world, staying in one place usually not longer than 3 days. For more than 40 years, he has devoted himself to cover the world over, speaking about Vedic culture and its practical solutions to modern problems. In 1984, he established his own spiritual mission called the VRINDA, the Vrindavan Institute for Vaishnava Culture and Studies, with the aim of spreading the cultural heritage of the Vedas around the world. In the same way, he has established more than 35 eco-yoga villages in South America and Europe, creating true Vedic spiritual oasis where people from different countries can have a profound approach to this sacred philosophy. He calls himself a torch carrier for Pachamama, which is the word for earth in South America. In this interview, we speak of many things, including a solution to the environmental crisis, the United Nations of Spirit, which is weaving a tapestry of consciousness and love, and he gives us his perspective on the fact that despite cows being regarded as divine in India, India remains the world's largest exporter of beef. We recorded this interview at the International Yoga Festival where he was teaching, and we were sitting right next to the food tent, and unfortunately we incurred some noise from the cleanup after lunch. But the Swami made a great joke just before I welcomed him to the show that was right on point and brilliantly reframed my frustration with the noise, so I left it in for your enjoyment. This man has a huge heart that you can see and hear from a mile away. He offers lots of wisdom for living a life of peace and harmony with the earth and all the sentient beings we share it with. I hope you glean some nuggets of inspiration from listening to this wise soul, and I hope you'll too be inspired to become a torch carrier for Pachamama. Enjoy. Such an honor to have you. Thank you. Okay. The big pots. It's okay.
It's a podcast.
You're fantastic. You are just wow. We'll explain when we hear the noise in the background, and you get full credit for that one. Wow. Okay. Swami Paramadvaiti, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Magda, for inviting me in this beautiful place, Rishikesh, in this beautiful venue of the International Yoga Festival.
It is such an honor to be sitting here with you today. We are in Rishikesh at the International Yoga Festival, the 29th annual. We just came from a ceremony where the Prime Minister was addressing us, and there's been a lot of excitement and a lot of conversation about the importance of yoga. And I was very much impressed by how he talked about, my paraphrasing of course, the takeaway I got from him is how yoga is a solution to bringing humanity back together, about reconnecting us with the earth. And I was very impressed with his perspective of someone in his stature of political power. And it gives me hope for the world because, as we know in recent events, the United States election, a lot of people have been perhaps concerned for the world at large with the way the direction things have gone. So for me personally, I found a lot of hope listening to him talk about yoga as a solution. It's something that I deeply believe, and the reason that I've created this podcast is to spread the message of yoga and how important it is as a solution to so many of the world's problems. I would love to hear more about your background and what yoga means to you.
Can I say something about what you just said?
Please.
Magda, we have been hearing about the terrible environmental crisis. We have been hearing about the global warming. We have been hearing about the big corporations doing damage everywhere in their greed. Nevertheless, there never have been more animals killed and tortured on planet Earth than today. Which is, after all we know and after all we have seen, it is an unbelievable thing.
Yes.
How we can still go ahead torturing those poor animals and doing with them like it's our right to, or our might. We can screw the life of anybody. Basically, that's a kind of a Republican philosophy for industry, for military might, for world policing, etc. It kind of comes in the same way. So Mr. Modi said that India has something to offer, and he didn't spell it out, but actually the key to that is vegetarianism. And who are the vegetarians? The yogis.
Right.
So I think he didn't want to just scream it into everybody's face, but here we start. If we become more vegetarian, the more we become, the less problems will be for the planet and the less injustice will be done to the animal kingdom, and that means also to the biodiversity, because it's not only the animals which are being screwed here, it's our very Mother Earth, our Pachamama, like we say in South America.
Yeah.
She is being abused in such a way that tears cannot respond for it, because there's not enough liquid in our eyes to respond to what it means a hectare of jungle being felled or burned just so that you can plant more soy for exporting it to make animals fat in Europe so they can eat more meat. There's no words for it. So my personal interpretation is that Mr. Trump is our real friend, because he spells it out, our wrong lifestyle. We cannot only hear about beautiful progressive ideas and not put them into practice. And our so many progressive thinkers in Europe and America and many other places, they have talked sweetly, but they have not applied. They have not applied the total boycott to all those who propagate and practice and become rich on the misery and suffering of animals, etc., etc. And that's what Mr. Trump is telling us. Now, oh, you nonsense. I just shut down your environmental organizations. I just shut down your GMO protests. I shut down, and I'm going to make a wall there, and I'm going to make double the investment of the military, which, by the way, we never need.
Right.
All the money for the military, incredible amounts needed for education and helping the people and for the healthcare system and so. But that's not his interest.
Right.
So he's spelling out the weakness of our so-called environmentalists. I don't know if you heard about cowspiracy.
I'm a huge proponent, yes. A cowspiracy changed my life. It actually spawned me to create an online course entitled Conscious Eating 101, where I teach people how to transition to a plant-based diet, because stopping eating animals I see as the #1 easiest way for us to solve the top problems in the world.
Magda, you speak my heart.
Right? Are we on the same page?
We
or
are.
what?
We are. That cowspiracy
Yes.
pinpointed that the biggest environmental organizations ignored that fact that the animal killing is the supreme cause of all the injustice and all the nonsense. Actually, they changed a little bit after that movie.
You seeing some change?
I've seen a Greenpeace documentary against meat eating and
Wow.
animal husbandry.
I haven't seen that.
Yes,
That's amazing.
yes. They got the pinch from
Yes.
that.
Fantastic. Well, he's creating waves then with his work. How
Definitely.
powerful, right? This conscious media, this one film. It is in the homework of my first lesson of the 15 lessons in my e-course. The first homework assignment is to watch that film.
Good.
Because it is in an hour and a half, people can get all the information that they need. It's like a punch in the gut. It's like, oh, the truth hurts, but now you know. Now you're making an informed choice. So this is what I teach, this is what I advocate, that food choice has the potential to be an expression of love, self-love, animal love, and planet love.
Have you seen the new movie Hope? There's Hope.
No.
From an Austrian. It's a take. It starts off cowspiracy and then goes into There is Hope.
Oh.
Very well done.
Nice. Okay, I'll have to look for that one. We'll find it and we'll put it in the show notes.
Just recently was up.
Fantastic. Yeah, there's more and more coming out.
Yes.
I'm a big advocate for conscious media as well, because these films are so powerful. They do help people get the awareness that they need to make the choices, to make the changes in their choices, because it all comes down to choice, right? Especially with food. People don't understand how powerful of a choice it is when they go and look at the menu, or they go to the grocery store. The choice to choose a plant or an animal to eat is like night and day. It's heaven and hell. It's saving the world, killing the world. This one simple choice, people don't make that connection, and that's my mission. Actually, it's my dharma to raise awareness about this point. So
it's wonderful, Magda, and I would even take it a step further. I say the moment I'm sitting with my family and I think about the world and I think about the food we are going to eat, try to by-step the supermarket. Try to find out, is there anybody in your area who's growing organic food? Is there anybody who's protecting animals and not harming them? Then if there is, or a club or a vegan restaurant or whatever, get together with them and make a plan that your food comes from a trustworthy ground. Because, for example, in Europe, bio, everything organic, they say, and they're cheating. The corporations take it over and make their, as usual, strange business. Right. And then you get oranges, which are supposed to be organic, and they aren't. And they're coming from they're brought from Spain, and the whole thing is like, there's so much cheating. Because we should not forget that commerce today means cheating.
Yes.
So if we don't want to be cheated, we have to go all the way to the village level, where we get together with our friends. Let's get our lettuce, our salads, and our flowers and whatever we want from this Mother Earth, and let's pay for it. And if that's more costly than in a supermarket, that's safe.
Right.
That means you're probably getting something real.
Yeah, the ideal, right, is to have an eco-village. Or if you can't have an eco-village, the next level would be to everybody on the block grows something different. So you can all have your, eat the rainbow, eat the complete, right? Everybody, you take your wagon down and you fill it up with your neighbors and you get something different from everyone. That would be ideal.
Well, that's all.
Right?
That's like dreaming, no?
Yes.
But a beautiful dream.
It's a beautiful dream.
Beautiful dream.
Let's dream it.
What you said about the eco-village is really another step, because it takes you into community life. Yes. And community life is much more than eating. But there's something very important I like to share with you, Magda, which is the evolution of eating. There is the cannibal. He thinks he can eat anybody. Doesn't matter. Then after the cannibal, we got those who do not eat human beings, but they eat everything else. Then after that comes the person and say, well, we will eat the animals, but no snakes and no dogs. They start discriminating. Or then the others say, oh, yeah, we don't eat the cow. The others say we don't eat the pig. So they start discriminating around the animal kingdom, what to eat and what not to eat. Then there comes a point they say, hey, that's all nonsense. Let's eat no animals. Let's become vegetarian. We can live healthily in this way. Then after that, you see amongst the vegetarians, there's also a few different levels of vegetarians, no? And then come the vegans. And the vegans, or the lacto-vegetarians, they're divided in two categories. One, they utilize milk products, but only if the animals are not harmed. If they know that the family keeps cows nicely, as part of the family, and they grow old and die inside that family setting, then they accept this milk as a gift of
Cruelty-free.
God. Cruelty-free milk.
Right.
Then there's others, they just reject everything, they're just so vegan. And in this way, they say no animal products in my food whatsoever. And then further, the others, they only eat fruits.
Right.
They know no killing of anything, just the fruits from the trees. And so there's an evolution in the eating. In India, we have taken that a little further. That you should not eat anything unless it was offered with love to God. It was planted with love. It was picked with love. It was prepared with love. And after it was offered to the Lord, to the God in his infinite forms, there's not a particular religion here invoked. After you do that, you receive those remnants, they're called prasadam, or mercy. And now it's your job to share this food with as many needy people are around you, including your own belly will get something to be satisfied. This is the spiritual food evolution. And that's the tradition of India. Every temple feeds people. And every home, or every, like for example, in India they have something called madhukari. That means when the time of eating comes, you can go to anybody's home and stay in the door and you just chant the name of God and you bet somebody comes out, you're hungry, and they'll give you some food into your hand. That's called madhukari. Saints and pilgrims have lived by that for ages. That's how they can live. Otherwise, you need to get a job and you get another way. So, but they go, and of course, they also contribute. It's not they're just like beggars. They're actually also giving their example, and they may be talking to the family and like this. They are sometimes sannyasis, or they're people who are searching for the higher truth. So, but even if someone's a beggar, there's no reason not to share with him.
Right.
So one of my friends, he took that principle to the perfection. The Indian government, Mr. Modi, he said, every child in India has a right for one hot meal a day if they go to school. And that's the Indian government's duty to supply that. So, but they didn't know how to do it. They made that law, but they didn't. So my friend, Madhu Pandit, he took that idea, he got a few corporate people involved, and he started the big Prasadam kitchen. This Prasadam kitchen today distributes 2.5 million plates a day.
Fantastic.
What they have done, a major operation of food distribution, all offered to the Lord, like in that spirit.
Right.
He just took it, say, no, not just the people in the door. I'll give it to all the kids of India. So this is how the dimension of the Indian thinking about food and how holy it is. And then when you take food with somebody together and you actually share this, the feeling of gratefulness and compassion and brotherness, sisterness, that is life.
Yes.
These poor guys today, they sit in front of a TV, gobble down something which they got from the supermarket, threw it into the microwave oven, and now they're just eating and they're going sick like a dog to the job to bear the rest of the day.
That's what we call unconscious eating, the opposite of what we're advocating here. But a huge issue all over the world, right? I mean, certainly I see it in the United States, and we're now exporting this lifestyle all over the world, right? And we're seeing the same diseases that are prevalent in the United States. We're exporting the diseases along with the food, the unconscious food.
And the world is stupid enough to buy it.
Right. Well, you know, America has this glamour that people
glamour.
Are attracted to.
You touched it, the glamour.
Yeah.
They're great salesmen of packaging.
Yeah.
They can glamorously package disease
and
death.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what's happening. So we're the counterbalance to that. So I'm grateful for us and for this conversation. And you know, I hope that we get a lot of people to listen to this and share it, because this this is so crucial to the survival of our species, and not only the survival, but the thrival, like for us to thrive as a species, right? Because Mother Earth, she, no problem, shake us off like a bunch of fleas. I don't need you, right? You know, the way we're treating her, she's close, right? She's shaking us up. She's throwing all these storms around. She's like, she's upset, right? The way she's been treated. She doesn't need us. We need her. And that's the shift that people need to make in their thinking, right?
Yes, you know, I come also from another side. I just started, I was lucky to be present when the United Nations of the Spirit was founded by the natives of Abya-Yala. Abya-Yala means from Alaska down to Chile, southern tip. That's originally by the natives, they call this Abya-Yala. So the natives of Abya-Yala, they met. And they met in Colombia for a kiva. A kiva is a temple, you have that document. It's a temple of the heart of Mother Earth. Yeah, this one. I leave you with this. You can read it and do whatever you like with this.
Thank you.
So Abya-Yala, they came together to talk exactly about what we are talking about here. How to counteract the disasters which are happening to our dear Mother Earth. And in that call, which was founded, we need unity, we need yoga on a higher level. So we need the United Nations of the Spirit, because the United Nations, which were started before, they were based with the paradigm that we cannot talk about God. God was eliminated from the United Nations when they started.
Oh.
Most people don't know that.
No.
That were the three founders. They all agreed. They were atheists.
There's no God here. Okay.
No, God doesn't fit into this.
Okay.
And so the natives, they said the spirit is the essence. They said you cannot solve the problems of this world by mechanically organizing some NGOs and other things. No, we need the spirit and the responsibility. When the United Nations of the Spirit were pronounced, it was the movement to embrace the whole world. Mm-hmm. Now we just embraced here in the yoga festival so many wonderful people. Yeah. The people of the lift up, uplift movement, connect.
Yeah,
they are now completely connected with the United Nations of the Spirit. And in the next Kumbh Mela, the Artha Kumbh Mela, we will have a united festival of all the people, the chiefs from the Abya-Yala coming to India to unite in the Kumbh Mela with the Indian saints.
Wow, when is that? What year is that?
That will be January 2019.
Okay, mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. Be there for that. The largest spiritual gathering on the planet.
Yes.
Wow, I would love to be present for that.
You probably will.
Yeah, I think at this point, there's a real good chance I'm going to be there. I don't see myself missing it.
So this is the call for unity from that side of those natives. They know how to spell out what Mother Earth wants us to hear. They're like those genuine representative of our dearest Mother. And they teach us things because they're also living, they have communities, they have to maintain, and of course, whatever they say, it's adapting to our current reality. Mm-hmm. Because even though they're coming from the jungles and from the high mountains, they do know what's going on in the world today.
It's the 100th monkey syndrome as well, right? I mean, energetically, they know what's going on, even if they're not reading the newspaper or Facebook, for crying out loud. They know what's going on.
So, and that call has come to us. They have pronounced the 9 points principle of the United Nations of the Spirit, and it is all about weaving a tapestry of consciousness and love.
Speak in my language again. That's what we're here for.
Yes,
this is incredible.
Definitely. That's what we're here for, and that's what everybody needs, to be woven in with his own extended love, to be part of it.
Yes.
So, and this is spiritual revolution because it will not allow to exclude anybody.
Right.
It's totally based on mercy. And those who are still working for Monsanto, they're not our enemies. They are the victims, and we will also get them to come back home.
Right. Yes.
Huh?
I see them as lost. Right. I mean,
Yes.
I don't know how you feel about this, but I don't really believe in evil. I believe that anybody that's behaving in a way that we might deem as evil is simply a child of God who's lost.
Definitely,
You agree?
definitely. I agree with you.
Yeah. So we need to bring them back home, like we say. A couple questions for you about the food. Vegan versus vegetarian. In the United States, the dairy industry is fraught with cruelty, right? And environmental destruction. The dairy industry is responsible for, as we know, Cowspiracy gave us a lot of statistics on this. So why not advocate veganism as opposed to vegetarianism?
We do.
You do?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We only advocate milk production if that is a compassionate origin, and that is only available to very few people. You don't find a supermarket participating, and only because of our stupidity. Because if you spell it out into reality, I mean, milk products are delicious. We all like ice cream and all that stuff. But it can easily be produced without harming the animals.
Right.
The only problem is it'll be 5 or 6 times more expensive.
Right.
Because you have to spend the time when mother gets old and feed her all the way and make sure whatever she has, because when she is old, she's still giving stool, she's still giving urine. Urine is more expensive. Cow urine is more expensive than cow milk. It has so many fantastic applications. So by doing a real comprehensive animal protection plan, yes, we would have our milk products delicious just as now, but without the animal cruelty. But nobody has come to that yet, to draw, except some individuals. No?
Yeah, well, I mean, why not just do it from coconuts and cashews, and they're healthier anyway, right? Because the dairy products are not even so healthy. So
You are right and you are wrong. The original breed of Indian cows, they used to give such a nectar milk which would cure you of all the diseases. The Vedas are full of the glory of milk. Cow is given the 3rd position of Divine Mother. She's been there in the Vedas as celebrity. Her milk products are utilized directly in the worship of the deities, of the sacrifices and all. At the same time, the cow protection is a family affair. Not only the cow is necessary, the bull is necessary. He's the oxen. He makes the oil. He makes the sugar cane into the gore because he's powerful.
Yeah.
He goes to plow the field with the husband while mother is taking care of. The cows are so much part of the family. They're much more part of the family than a pet which you keep nowadays in some apartment.
sleeping in the bed, yeah.
So these concepts of cow protection they're very lovely, but they need supervision, government sympathy. There gotta be something, what if they die, who they gonna do. So in India they have goshalas. They're called cows' old people homes.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes, I have one.
Like retirement community
Yes,
for the cows.
yes, I started one of
Goshalas.
them, a goshala in Radhakunda.
I love that. I did not know that. Oh, yay. Oh, that is amazing. Well, what do we, so yeah, on cows, because India, I understand the cows are divine here. And the first cow I saw on the street, I was just like, so excited. It's true, the cows are free in the streets here, but...
Magda, I didn't finish the most important
sorry,
point of
go
the
on.
question, which was that these cows of India, so glorified, they are actually, their milk was pure medicine, and the children would get a very good brain tissues from that, and so, and that's why very highly appreciated. Once the cows started being abused, once they started being injected to produce more milk, once they were giving hormones and nasty foods to eat, that curing effect of the milk turned exactly into the opposite, causing the same diseases that pure original milk of the breed of India was curing.
Oh.
When I found out about that, I became vegan.
Okay.
I said, then it was just an urgency. We cannot keep making ourselves sick voluntarily, supporting anything like that. But like I say, veganism has also some drawbacks because we need the manure of the cows for the healthy food to eat. Chemical fertilizers not the answer. The cow manure is a great thing.
What about compost?
Compost is very good, yes.
Is there not enough compost?
I couldn't tell you that scientifically, but I just know that in our eco farms, we are very happy when we get hold of some cow manure.
How many eco-villages do you have?
Well, you know, between small and big, developing 70.
70, all over the world?
Something like that. Yeah, you know, wherever some land is available and people are into yoga and meditation, we make an eco-village.
Nice.
Maybe very small, maybe 3 families only, or maybe also a larger settlement. And it's more than everything else. It is the spirit of it, of wanting to live in harmony with nature, making seed banks. Like Vandana Shiva, she gave me instructions how to make the seed banks.
Oh, perfect.
And also, you know, one more thing of the eco-villages is not the animals, is the humans. Have to bring them out into the country. They're screwed. They're in the cities. They're the poor kids, the poor women, and there's no life. There's no quality. Bring them to the forest. Let them see what it sounds when the water runs down a stream.
Yes.
Oh no! So for me, you could almost say I'm a country addict. So wherever I find some of those precious places and there's some reasonable people there that want to do such a thing, I'm trying to inspire them. Because you can imagine when you're around a traveling monk like myself, you don't carry any more responsibilities except of sharing with others what you feel is important.
Right. Oh, it's so beautiful. When did this eco-village project start? When did the first one get created? How long have you been doing this?
The eco-village concept, that was started in Findhorn in Scotland, and then it went to New York. Then there was an eco-village started, and they were like practically a little bit out of the hippie movement it started. But I came from a different side. I came from the eco-yoga village, because we always doing the yoga communities and making centers of attending the public in the cities. But as I say, we don't want our children to grow up in the city. So, we felt the need that wherever you have a community, you have to come outside and find some greenery and some clean water and some clean air. And then there you invite the people, and in this way it goes forward and back. And then at some point the eco-village movement and the eco-yoga village movement joined into what is called, in South America it's called CASA. CASA, it's like a joint effort we have large gatherings where usually we do the cooking and we have lectures on permaculture and all the things because there's many things you can learn as far as living in a nice way in the country. You know?
Sure.
There's a lot of technologies also.
Yes, yeah, I'm really interested in the whole eco-village movement. I know a couple of people, I've spent some time, who have built beautiful eco-villages in different places, and I go there and I say, wow, this is the solution. Eco-villages are amazing. I want to go back to the cows for a minute. The cow is divine in India, and I love having these conversations here and learning more about the whole background about why cows are divine and how they're treated. I see them here on the streets, you know, eating the garbage and the plastic bags, and I know there are people, including Swamiji, working on this. But the bigger question that I'm wondering if you know if there's anybody working on the fact that India is the largest exporter of beef of all the countries. Is there anyone addressing that? Like, how's that disconnect happening?
There is absolutely schizophrenic approach to this issue is not healthy, and the answer will not be satisfying because the plastic is on the road and the cows do eat it and they do die from eating that plastic. And on a larger scale, actually Mr. Modi addressed it today. Holy cities have to be exemplary and they have to clean up their show. I was very happy to hear him say that. It needs a presidential order for them to change the certain things. And yes, of course, I think the volume of India is also the answer for that. All these things, and of the huge volume, there is not everybody a Hindu and cow protector. There is a lot of people. They make their money by killing the animals, and usually they take the animals to areas where nobody objects to killing them. And so in this way, but for me it's also schizophrenic because they should do something about it much stronger. I mean, some states have prohibited cow killing.
Right.
And then it's still somehow other going on. It's schizophrenic. So I can only answer to you in the word of Mahatma Gandhi, who said cows cannot be protected until the government assumes that responsibility. And whether that's going to take place and when it will take place, I cannot give you the answer. But I think it's a very good cause to be taken up.
Yeah.
But I think I have causes as far as cleaning and preserving the heritage of India. But this cause has to be taken up by Muniji and his powerful voice.
Yes.
Because he does have quite an impact.
Yes, yes. I'd like to see that. Yes, because this is a question that comes up as I'm sharing my journey in India.
And I welcome you to ask it to him regarding the cows in Rishikesh. Because the cows in Rishikesh, in Rishikesh is not a big place. They could do something about it.
Well, I interviewed Sadhviji, and she explained to me that they got a piece of land downriver, and they took a bunch of the cows there as a sanctuary, and a bunch of the women from the villages came out and took the government official, is it Mr. Muni, out, I'm not sure, I don't remember the name, out of his office and beat him because the cows were no longer free. So there's this disconnect between the people in the villages not understanding that they're actually trying to protect the cows. So that was one effort that they made that I know they're readdressing. So I know something is being done on that, but the beef exporting, I was surprised, really surprised to learn about that India being the number one with the culture, you know, worshiping the cow. It's schizophrenic is the answer.
Yes,
yeah.
Totally.
And it's not satisfactory, but at least it explains it. At least there's some logic there. Now at least I understand, and thank you for that. What else would you like people to know? How much time did we have?
What we would like people to know, that life is a miracle, that every second is precious, that there's nothing bad which doesn't come for a good reason, and that if we feel pressed and pained by certain things, make that a good reason for doing something very good. We are all going to die in this world, but our souls are eternal. So what you don't do this lifetime, well, you're going to be going on doing it next time. So better you do it now than next time you find something more exciting and more important. The life and the creation, the law of karma, is something so generous with us that according to Bhagavad Gita, even the very factor of death should not be over-exaggerated over the real proportion of the importance of life, consciousness, and love. If I can love now, that is much more important than 1 million of deaths which could occur or will occur. But if I do not love, then all is lost. So whether we born or we are dying, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, those who are born, they will die. Those who are dying, they will be born again. So, means let's focus on why we live and not what is the reason that we have to give up this body, because this is nothing more than one of the original laws. And the underlying original laws of nature, they are the ones who show us that we are one nation, one humanity, that there's one beautiful Mother Earth, that there's this sun, this amazing eye of divine, which comes into every nook and corner, lighting up our life like this beautiful place right now. And this sun is a divine reality. So if you have any problem with organized religion, I don't blame you. They have really behaved themselves so badly.
Right.
They blew it. But you can't deny the sun and the earth. You can't deny the water and the elements, and you cannot deny the beauty of love, because you are love hungry, and you are also full of love, looking to whom to give that love. So all that is not negative. There's nothing negative about it. So let's explore the positivity. Let's explore what humans have to do. And the science of yoga is the science of consciousness, the science of the soul, or we can call it a spiritual science, which is not unscientific, but it is so spiritual that it really points to the crucial issues of our existence, which is that all we need is love, and that love comes from above. And when we give this love to everybody else, we get more.
Yes.
And
it multiplies.
Yeah, it multiplies. There is something mystical which goes on. And that's what everybody's looking for.
Right. Yes. I like to say that we're here to give and receive love. This is our, to perfect the art of giving and receiving love.
Yes.
Right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Love is the answer. I mean, there's so many bumper stickers we can make out of this, but and so many people are aware of this. Why do so many people struggle with it? Why is the world in such turmoil? What's stopping us from figuring it out? Is it ego?
We are in Kali Yuga. The Kali Yuga, according to the Vedas, is the last of 4 ages. And it is still lasting 427,000 years or something like that. And it is an age where spirituality is becoming more scarce and scarce and scarce. And in that scarcity appear certain bubbles of enlightenment one can take hold of. For example, in other ages, self-realization was propounded by meditation, by making very opulent worships, yajnas, by worshipping in big temples. But in this age, it says you can approach the divine just by chanting. So if you are chanting, appealing for this love, if you are having some deep repentance about your own involvement with life in the wrong way, there will be an amnesty. And that amnesty is always available to anybody who takes that. This is for the whole age.
Yeah.
So in this way, there's a negative thing, but there's a remedy. The Vedas have given. It's called Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalum Kalona steva nasteva nasteva gati anyata. In this age of quarrel, which is also, there is no other way to get out of the insanity, save except if we start chanting the divine invocations of God's presence. And there's no hard and fast rules how to do that. It's not belonging to anybody. It's a process which comes from the grateful heart. And I see it work.
You've seen it?
I've seen the transformation take place. People can give up drugs. They can give up meat eating in no time. They can give up irresponsibility with the family. So many things. And you see, I belong to a monastic order from India, but I spent most of my time outside of India. And the people come to me or I meet, they're just as hungry for some spiritual insight as everybody else there. And they receive this type of message so gratefully. Even though when you go to the native people there, the original nations, they know it all. They also know about the law of karma. They know about action and reaction.
Right.
They know about individual responsibility. They know about love. So right now with the United Nations of the Spirit, I think there's a good hope.
Yes, I'm feeling really hopeful today.
We have to do
Being
it.
here and witnessing all the like-minded people and the high vibrations here in India and this yoga festival in particular, it's, it renews my hope for the world, and sitting and sharing, having you share your wisdom here, it means so much, and I know that so many people are going to benefit from hearing this message and from your presence and your energy. And thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for your time and just all your love. So much love. The minute I saw you, I just walked up to you to ask if I could help you register, and you just threw your arms around me and gave me this giant hug. You're just like the personification of love. You are. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Namaste.
Good energy for all those who are listening to us, and let them be torch carriers like we.
Yes, yes.
That's all we are, but that torch makes the difference.
Amen. Yes, thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste. Hare Krishna.
Today's episode is brought to you by the Conscious Eating 101 e-course. This is a 6-week online course aimed at empowering you to make food choices that are in alignment with your values. The program is based on ahimsa, also known as non-harm, and helps you make every bite that you take an expression of love, self-love, animal love, and planet love. The course offers 15 lessons and 20 nutritious and delicious recipes, and is offered over 6 weeks that you can do at your own pace. It includes lessons like plant-based nutrition, protein, dairy alternatives, the story on sugar, GMOs, label reading, and many more. If you're looking to increase your health and happiness, balance your weight, reduce your footprint on the planet, and align your food choices with your values, or are interested in being part of the solution to huge world problems like climate change, rainforest destruction, and world hunger, then this is the course for you. If this speaks to you, please check out consciouseating101.com today. Thanks so much for answering the call to be here today. I'm so glad you're part of our tribe of activated rainbow warriors. If you found the show in any way empowering or inspiring, I would be so grateful if you would share the show on social media or with friends and family that you think would benefit from these conversations. And also, rate and review the show in iTunes. This is really the very best way to help support the show and help us get noticed by others who are looking for the sort of content that we're sharing. Now notice there are no outside ads playing here. That's because the show is supported by you, the listener. You can become a patron of the show with a small monthly donation by checking out the perks on our Patreon page at patreon.com/visionary lifestyle and signing up there. There's also a one-time donation button on the podcast page of the website if that suits you better. And just so you know, your donations help to cover the necessary out-of-pocket monthly expenses to produce the show, and will also help us grow so we can inspire and educate even more people. And hey tribe, I'd love to hear from you. Visit me at visionary-lifestyle.com and please tell me your comments and questions. I really look forward to connecting with you. I love you. Namaste.